Welcome to Powerfully Broken Podcast, where we break unhealthy relationships that are negatively impacting your mental health. Today I have with us Diahnna Curtis, who is the president of the Akron Realtors and the queen of creativity. She can make anything beautiful. She can spin anything. She is amazing. And I'm glad that we have her with us today because we're going to talk about your relationship with your environment.
Powerfully broken but never defeated. Oh yeah. Barbara, bring the light.
What we ready now?
When the storm rolling and your spirit low, heart feel heavy and you moving slow, tears on your face but you hide.
Thank you for coming on with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I mean, you're doing amazing stuff, so it is an honor to be here. So thank you for that.
No problem. So tell me a little bit about what initially started you to want to become a realtor and a realtor.
Oh my gosh. I was interested in property management and real estate for years. So even though I worked other jobs, in the back of my mind, that was something that I always wanted to do. I did when I was married, once we had a rental property or two. So it allowed me the opportunity to stick my feet in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But being an entrepreneur or having that spirit, that was one thing I that would allow me to be my own boss, manage my own business, and do my own thing. You know, so you're not controlled by what someone wants to pay you per hour, and that's how I saw it, or salary. And so this allowed me to determine my value and what I wanted to earn. So, yeah.
Okay. So when you're selling real estate or any kind of fee-for-service job, you have those seasons of plenty and the seasons where it's a little barren.
Yes.
So how do you manage between the two? Because a lot of people can't. They live in paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. There's a feast-or-famine. Real estate can be tough. It's not an easy thing to do. And a lot of people do it on a part-time basis while they work a full-time job. I tried that for a short period of time, and then I just kind of dove in feet first into full-time. So you have to prepare for the famine part of it, right? Mm-hmm. So when there's a feast, you put aside and you prepare, and then you do the work so that you come out of it. So the first couple of years for most people going into real estate is their toughest. They're building their business, and a lot of people don't survive it. So me having done it for almost 8 years now, I have survived my 2 years.
Yes, yes, you have.
So I'm here to stay. So
yeah. So your journey of becoming not, a newbie realtor to becoming a leader in your field, how did you do that? Like, that was not an easy path.
Work, getting involved. I often tell new agents also, you can't drum up business sitting in an office or sitting at home all day. You have to get out, get exposure, meet people. How you treat people is a big thing. Mm-hmm. So you want to be that courteous, conscientious, diligent agent in order to continue to create more clients. So I'd say for me, it was getting out and the exposure, which is not an easy thing for me because I'm an introvert by heart. So trying to be an extrovert or operate as an extrovert, I crash and burn sometimes, where I just go home and I'd rather just sit in my own space for a minute. But yeah, it forces you to be an extrovert for sure.
Yeah. I know I was one of those 1 to 2 year people that didn't make it out because I got my license and then I just kind of decided like this was not going to be for me because the more senior realtors had me doing all of their open houses and saying, hey, this is going to be a way to catch clients, but it wasn't. It was really just your looky-loo neighbors trying to see what your house looked like. And
it's a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost that you're playing the numbers game.
Yeah.
So, and you do have to be creative in how you solicit business or find business. I have had some success with open houses, but like you said, a lot of them you're standing there by yourself, or there are just the neighbors that are looky-loos, or people who already have clients, who already have an agent. So it's playing the numbers and how many of them do you do and how many are your results. I know when I first started, I was told the door knockers were the thing. And I passed out thousands of them. I sent them through the mail. I drove around in the car and canvassed the neighborhoods, things like that. And when I looked at the statistics, the time vested wasn't the wisest thing for me to do at the time. So I had to shift from that. So it was a learning process that first year, for sure.
So as the magnificent realtor that you are, you helped me find my house. And I am not an easy person to shop for. I'm very picky.
We looked at a lot of houses.
We did in a short period of time. I think we had looked at probably like 40 houses.
Yeah.
And
but you knew pretty quickly when we went through some of the houses. So this was it. This was not it. You didn't spend. So that was good. Yeah. So, and we had a lot of drives for you.
I didn't have a particular area.
Out in those country road areas. So we had an adventure. But I think you know your house when you see it for most people. And I just had a client that was similar to that. And it's also been able to reach a client. So we actually went under contract for a house and then started running into some repair snag issues that became a concern after the inspection. So we went there to look over some of those things, and I can tell his facial expression had changed. It was different. So we left the house because at first he was excited. He liked the house, and I saw his facial expression change, right? So I called him. I said, "How are you feeling about this?" And he said, "I don't know. I thought this was the one, but this is not the house." And I said, I could tell by your facial expression it was not. So we recently just closed on his house, and he has been excited that entire time. But I'm under the belief, I'm not going to try to encourage you to buy something that I can tell is not your house, because I want you to be happy with. That's a major purchase for you.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to live. And I think about you, and I think, I hope she's still happy in her house. Like, man, we love your kitchen, right?
Right? Oh, we're going to do the book. We're going to do a photo shoot for the book in the kitchen.
We love that kitchen.
Yes.
So I think about that, and your great room is huge, and it's just beautiful. So I think about that, even though we saw that many houses, it wasn't that bad.
But when I got all the fireplaces,
oh my gosh. That's what I said. That was the house.
They had Diahnna's backyard. They had all my fireplaces.
Camping in that backyard. I'm waiting for the trails to get put in, right?
Yeah.
But it's an amazing house, and I still hope and think that your family is growing well in it, because it's important for a family, right?
Yeah.
To have a comfortable space that you're happy in. So homes do more than just increase in revenue or value, monetary value. It also can increase just family growth, the spirit of the family, to know you're a homeowner, to have pride in your space, your kids seeing you accomplish these things. It's more than just a house. Right?
Yeah, especially for me, because, and I know y'all don't like when I say this, but this is my death house. This is the house I'm going to die in. I'm not moving ever again. And a lot of that comes from the fact that I moved every year as a kid because my mother always had that upward mobility, wanting to do better for us because something wasn't right with wherever we was. But it caused me to be uprooted all the time. And so when I became an adult and I'm like, okay, I bought the first house. That was cool. It was the best I could do for where I was. You know where I was. And this house was going to be that death house. And the reason I decided that I wanted that house to be the house I was going to live in and die in, but not only transition me from my youth, but into my older age, was because I had seen members of my family have mobility issues. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I ruled out houses because the master bedroom was not on the first floor.
I was going to say that.
And that bathroom, baby, the clean quarters.
Oh, look.
Yes, the house is everything.
I'm trying to think who all was there at one point. That bathroom is amazing. Yeah. So that was a big factor for you, is being able to have that owner suite on the same floor.
Yeah.
On the main floor. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What you got?
I was picky. Oh my gosh. You did good. You ain't show no frustration. You was hopping in the car.
On to the next one. We don't find it. I was confident we would find something.
Yeah.
So did I think we would find something like 4 fireplaces in it? Oh my gosh. I love it. I know.
I'm so excited about the fireplaces. I think the first couple of parties we had all 4 fireplaces burning at the same time. Yeah. I go through a lot of wood.
I know. You got all the trees back there. You got plenty to cut down.
Yeah. At least it can.
All of that is your hard work. Yeah. Everything that you do. So it was an honor to help you find that, to watch you accomplish those things. It was amazing. And you had just came out of a wedding. So it's inspiration to the rest of your girlfriends, right? So we all are other women that you just do the work, and diligently, those things will pay off eventually. So you've accomplished some stuff. Good job.
Yeah. And the interesting part of like me buying a house was when we were set to close, my aunt died. And I was like, fuck that house. I don't need no house. I don't care about nothing. It's done. And I know the loan officer was like, I just need this piece of paper. I felt so bad. Cause
I know, but you had a great group of people. Everybody went running behind you. What do you need me to get? Because we knew you was hitting that wall.
Yeah.
But you had a lot going on, and we said she's going through a lot. So what do you need? Because it was even with doing the deposit and the wire, and somebody else was running to the like, we gotta help her get some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great, and a lot of times that's important too, to be able to have people around you that are supportive.
This segment of the Powerfully Broken podcast is brought to you by A Powerful Divorce, the book by Barbara L. Parker. It's not just about endings. It's about rediscovering who you are, reclaiming your peace, and rising stronger than ever. Because you're not just surviving, you're becoming. And that's powerful. Follow at Queen BL Parker or at BF Empowerment. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe to Powerfully Broken Podcast. Now back to our program.
That whole time was rough because right after that, I had the bariatric surgery. And then we couldn't lift nothing. We moved in like a couple of days after we got back from Mexico. And y'all had to put the whole house together. I ain't know where nothing was, but I couldn't eat, so it didn't really matter.
Right. I didn't know how you did all that. I didn't. I was like, oh my gosh. That was a lot to do at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm always standing in awe of just how y'all have always had my back.
Mm-hmm. And your aunt was amazing. I miss her too.
I know.
I mean, she was a lot of fun.
What she
so, She would have loved your house too.
Yeah.
You know that.
And when she was in the hospital and I was showing her and talking to her about it, she was like, yeah, I want you to have that.
Yeah.
She was excited about it.
It was very
And that was also part that went into my decision because before she went in the hospital, my goal was to have enough room for her to be on that first floor. So she would be right there. I had forgot about that. Girl, that's
Sometimes
interesting.
people don't know what you deal with behind the scenes.
Right.
Do they? Everything else looks picture perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea what you're dealing with, what you're smiling through
Yeah.
every single day and keep pushing forward. So, yeah. And so if I can help someone get through those things and accomplish their end goal, I'm there for it.
Because we talk all the time about, you know, you have to keep going because life is going to happen. It's not going to stop just because you had this thing happen. So how do you get to the other side where you already saw yourself accomplishing and making progress on your goal? You can't give up on it just because it died. So figuring out how to build in those supports, figuring out who you can offload something to. Yeah.
But doesn't it make it that much sweeter when you get to the other side and you realize what you pushed through? That I didn't let these things, these hurdles, I jumped over them instead of running dead smack into them or went around them. And I figured it out. So it just makes it that much more rewarding that I still accomplished. It may not always look like you pictured it.
Yeah.
But just accomplishing it and continuing on. And you may have to maneuver a little bit, but we do it. And you keep persevering, right? It just feels so much better. I did it with all this stuff. And I know we've all had it with a whole lot going on behind the scenes that nobody knows about.
Right.
And you just steady pushing forward anyway. So I get it. Them sleepless nights. Them up all nights. Not sleeping, staying up late night, working, pushing through, right?
Yeah. And as within your journey, the thing you haven't mentioned is being a primary caregiver. And that in and of itself is a huge weight because you have to put somebody else's needs according to, you're like, oh, I have these 17 things to do, but now I have to take care of this other person. And now that list has to be prioritized to, I can get these 3 done. So how do you pick what that day is going to look like? What things are going to get the priority of the day?
Sometimes I don't get to pick it. It picks itself, right? And I know that you're told you have to manage your day, but sometimes when you are a caregiver, you have no control over what's going to happen in that situation. But you manage it. That was a nice thing about being an entrepreneur myself, because I could adjust my schedule to accommodate that. So dealing with a parent who is struggling with memory loss, right? Yeah. Sometimes you go over there and then you find yourself having to stay longer than you anticipated, or doing more than you anticipated having to do, or getting into a conversation that you didn't anticipate, or the stress level. But no, most people do not want to hear you whine, complain all the time. And in business, you can't go in with a lot of excuses. You still have a job to do. So many times you're putting on that face and still going to do the job, but they just don't know that right before you got there, you were dealing with something that was stressful, or you have to push back an appointment or ask someone else to take the appointment for you and then apologize for it later. So just try as much as I could to not have to do that and work through it. But there was some days that I just didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And so there was a time, especially last year, I had to take a little step back from my business because she needed me several days a week. Yeah. So I was there more than I was home.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that. They don't know that squirrels moved into my garage because I wasn't there. So I then had to get back and let them know I'm back home. Y'all gotta leave.
Y'all gotta leave.
We can't live here together now. So, but you just push through it. And so now that she's in a position where she's, I have more help with her, then it allowed me to get back to my business. And that's great because you have to throw yourself a lifeline too. And I needed a lifeline because it was a lot. It was a lot to do to watch a parent who was an educator, a nurse, and now all of a sudden she is doesn't even recognize me sometimes or know who I am. So it's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is our relationship with our environment. Now, as I said, part of me going into buying my house was I wanted my backyard to look like Diahnna's backyard. It still does not. It does not. Because I have not put that level of energy into it. However, you go into some of these houses and they are not in the best condition. Maybe the people are going through stuff. There's clutter. When you're trying to help somebody sell their house or be in a position to maybe get a bigger profit margin on their house, because sometimes the state that it's currently in devalues the actual property. So how do you have that conversation with them, and what are some things and tips you can give people to help them with selling their house and getting the best for it?
One of the big things is a professional needs to lay eyes on it, right? A real estate agent, a sales agent, because sometimes the amount of money you're going to put in it may not get you the return. So sometimes you're better off reducing the price and selling the house as is, doing certain work to just try to make the house a little more appealing. So it is just a per house decision. So basically you do a punch list is what happens. We go in and I look at things that need to be taken care of and then figure out how much that's going to cost. And if this house is in better condition, what does other houses in the same condition look like in that market, in that area? And will that pay off? If you put $10,000 in it, will you get $20,000 out? If you put $10,000, will you only get $5,000 more? So, and a lot of times people do a lot of cosmetic work or upgrades to a house that the neighborhood just doesn't carry. So you can't put golden toilets in.
Right.
And you're in $100,000 neighborhood and think you're going to get $300,000 for your house. It just doesn't work that way. And sometimes you have to explain that to people. It's great you have a hot tub and, out back and a jacuzzi tub and you put in, the most expensive flooring and granite countertops, but the neighborhood doesn't pull that, and it's going to be on the market for a long time. So sometimes people want to insist, and you have to let them find out.
Yeah,
that's all you can do. So yeah, so it just it's a case by case basis. I have to look at it and kind of go through and then sit down and have that conversation with people.
Yeah, that's a rough one, because sometimes the value that they put on the house is more emotional than realizing. It's like when you go to the supermarket, am I going to buy the Walmart brand or am I going to buy Kellogg's brand?
Yes.
So it's pretty much, yeah.
And for you, for instance, your neighborhood, you could do some stuff to your backyard and you're going to pull it because of just your zip code that you're in. Yeah. So you wouldn't have an issue with that. Again, you can't put the Taj Mahal in your backyard though.
I don't think the deer would let me.
I think so. But you have plenty of space to do a lot of stuff back there. Yeah. So I think you had like 2-3 patios already. Talk about mine.
I do have 2 patios.
You have 2 patios. Because I remember thinking I would be having breakfast on this, and then I spend my evening back here. So.
I live in front of the fireplace. I no longer need the outdoors. I have a fireplace. Because at the old house,
driveway to fit everybody, you know, people come in. So that was even really nice because we all descended on you. It was just, we had plenty.
Right. I was playing the parking attendant, reparking everybody's cars.
Yeah. So in your instance, you would have more room. So for upgrades and do some things that would affect the price if and when you decide to upgrade. Because it may not be your final only house, because you never know. You might decide.
It's the death house. It's already been marked. That's what it is. This is where we're going to die. But I want to thank you for sharing all your wisdom about being a primary caregiver, the beginning tips of becoming a agent, some of the things that you can learn and do differently to be successful and have some longevity in the market. Thank you for coming and sharing your wisdom.
This episode is proudly sponsored by BF Empowerment Center, where healing isn't just possible, it's powerful. BF Empowerment Center helps individuals break barriers, build healthier relationships, and unlock their true potential for lasting transformation. Follow at Queen BL Parker or at BF Empowerment. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Powerfully Broken Podcast, airing every Friday at 9 a.m. Powerfully Broken empowers you to overcome unhealthy relationships that negatively impact your mental health.
Powerfully broken but never defeated.